Hello guys, my name is Oscar and I'm living in a country called Norway. I think I maybe can sum up Norway in 3 points. Norway is known for having cold weather, but as you can see, we actually got summers as well. Norway is also known for having a lot of oil, not cooking oil, but you get my point, right? And Norway also produce a lot of clean energy that you can use for a lot of different things. Charging your computer, playing with, and of course lighting up your house. Here is where I live. It's really cozy down here. I said that you can charge your computer, so why not make a car that you can run on our clean electricity? So Norway tried that. First they had this ridiculous car called the Think. Of course nobody bought it, it looks ridiculous, it's small, it's got no range. And later this Buddy electric car got on the market. I've not seen any of these in a long time and I don't think they are produced as well anymore. And as you can see, it also is really tiny, ridiculous, and would only work in a city environment. And I'm also feeling the consciousness of driving really polluting cars. So I have plans and everything here that is absorbing some of the CO2 in the air and cleaning it up and making clean oxygen for us to breathe and make the planet live a lot longer. And then you have this company called Tesla, which is one of the first major companies in Norway to actually sell their electric cars. And of course they had the Roadster first, wasn't really popular, too small and ridiculous looking as all of these other electric cars. As we can see, Swedish cars are still the preferable, but now in 2018 and I would say from 2011 when the Tesla Model S was launched, Tesla have grown in an insane pace here in Norway. There are some reasons for that, and it's basically because you don't really have to pay any tax when you're buying those cars, and you're able to get first in line or like drive past in the bus lines, and you don't have to pay any tolls, and some places you also don't have to pay for parking, and electricity or the fuel that they run on is almost free. In most cases it is free, so there are a lot of benefits to these cars. So here you can see a typical smirking Tesla owner, which is just looking at you because he's able to sneak in front of you in the queues. And in 2017 it was the 7th most sold car, or the car brand here in Norway, with 8,460 units, which is 5.3% overall of the Norwegian market. Saab is a dead company, but in Norway, for example, I think that Tesla got much bigger problems than what Saab service centers and Saab owners ever would feel. So Tesla got some problems at the moment here in Norway. Tesla cars seems to break a lot, and therefore you need to spend some time on the service centers to get them fixed. But at the moment it is impossible to get your Tesla fixed. It's not impossible. Yes, it's not impossible to get your car fixed, but in many cases it's going to take you a long time. And one of the biggest reasons why they can't do it is because Tesla in Norway doesn't really have any warehouses where they keep spare parts for their cars. They have a lot of dealerships, but they don't really have the parts that they need to be able to service these cars. So everything have to be shipped from outside the country, and it takes a long time to get here. So 2 weeks ago I actually had that big crack going down here, and I was at an independent glass shop that fixes glass screens, windshields like this, and the customer in front of me, she actually got a Tesla, and she wouldn't get her car fixed, and they didn't really know when they could get it fixed either, because that service center that was actually able to fix the windshield had to order this windshield from Tesla, and I think it could take them some months to even get that windshield. For me, driving unsupported, or not unsupported, but a company that doesn't really exist anymore, could leave the service center on a Friday and get it fixed within 2 or 3 hours on Monday morning. So I think Tesla got some problems there if I can drive a car from a company which is dead and have much better service. I had to fill up my car and it costed me around $100. So in a somewhat random location in a really small town here in Norway, I could find a lot of the parts that I would need for my car at this moment. I could order all of them and probably have it the next day, and some of these places would for sure also be able to fix my car as soon as possible. Definitely not 10 months or 1 year. But this Tesla owner here, he would need to drive for another 40 minutes into a major city to not to be able to fix his car, but to put his car in a waiting spot so they can fix the car maybe within this year or something like that. So I will have a drive there now and we will see at this place how it looks like. So there's randomly Teslas just in the streets here, and I would think they are parked here because there's absolutely no more parking facilities or places left at this Tesla dealership here. So here we have a Tesla dealership. There seems to be some free parkings, but I will show you the backside later. And here you probably have some kind of service center. So even in the second place here, or the etage, I'm not floor, you can see there's older cars. I can see that because of the EL sign. Probably storing them inside as well because they can't fit them anywhere else. Just placing them up everywhere where there is any place. So I was working in this area for around 1 year, and I passed this Tesla dealership every day, and I couldn't really figure out why there was so many cars just standing outside of it. And now I know, because of the service problems. And when looking at the license plates, I can see that yeah, maybe 50% of those cars, I would guess at least 50% of those are not new. So these are probably just waiting to get fixed. This is just one Tesla dealership. Then they have also filled up the whole building, and you can see some roads passing by this place as well where it's legal to park, and Teslas are spread randomly around those places. So we'll have a look at some of them and see if there's any problem with them. An older Tesla. 2 more Teslas. Got the foggy lamp there in the back. Couldn't see anything a problem with those ones on the outside. Some more of them. This one got some plastic, so it's have been at the dealership and is probably not a normal person driving it around right now. You can see my Saab there, dead car company. Can fix it anywhere though. Tesla Model X. Can't see any problem with this. This obviously got some damage here that needs to be fixed. Maybe a 10-month waiting period for that. Get the mirror fixed. You can see when there's all of these add in the windscreens, that probably means that they have been there some while, so it's just not normal people parking them there. And here we can see one of the Tesla mobile service cars got some hefty problems with the back suspension there, and this one haven't been driven in a while, as we can see on the brake calipers. Suspension is far gone. Tesla model service, yeah, can't fix their own cars, but some ads there. Can't see any open problems with this one. And is there any one more down this road? I'll have a look. So it's probably a good business strategy to use public parking instead of having your own facilities. That makes it possible for the Tesla shareholders to get more money, of course. Can't see any problems with those, but all of the brake calipers are somewhat rusty, so they have probably not been used in a while. I'm not sure about the last one there, but probably some problems with this one as well. So I'm trying to find where Tesla stores their cars at a different place here in Oslo, and I think this Tesla here is probably wondering the same thing. As you can see, the panel gaps on this car there is absolutely horrific. Just look at that. Ugh. So this here is a place where they store a lot of Teslas that needs to be fixed, and I think they will be opening a new service center in the background here. And as you can see, it's restricted. It says it's restricted and that is like guarded. You can walk right in from the front side and also the back side. There's absolutely no fencing. I don't really want to do it. You can't really get any trespassing tickets or anything like that in Norway, I believe, as long as it's not locked or anything like that. So, but I will show you from a bridge that gets a lot good view of the place. So Tesla doesn't have anywhere to fix their cars because their capacity is overloaded, and they don't have the parts to fix them either. And I think they will open a new service center here, but they still need to get parts in from outside of the country. But as you can see, all of these Teslas which are standing here, they are just waiting to get repaired. And I've seen some news or reports of customers complaining in the news and such, and they have taken their cars in for a simple servicing, and they have been waiting for around 8 months to get their car fixed. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous, and you shouldn't never ever be able to or need to wait that long to get a car fixed. So they are probably just going to keep on storing these cars outside here, and none of these cars seems to have any crash faults, so there's probably just internal faults and servicing that needs to be done to these cars. And I'm not sure, but from looking inside of the windows, it actually seems that the whole building is filled up with cars. So if that is correct, these are just like the tip of the iceberg. Then they're like hiding a lot of cars on the inside as well, keeping them in a safer environment, but also maybe keeping them out of sight for other normal people like me. It's just interesting in seeing this company fail here in Norway at the moment. And I wouldn't really want to be driving a Tesla taxi and be out of business for a few months because you can't get in a new wheel bearing. And then there's probably cars just waiting for customers to bring their broken cars, and they get a lending unit while their car is in. I'm not sure, but I saw a video of somebody lowering their Model 3, but I don't think this is supposed to be like that, like the other car. I'm not sure if there's older people still in the building, but somebody got out and just was standing and looking at me, so yeah, I think that sums up this video. Maybe I have a look at some other Tesla locations in the near future or something like that, if anybody's interesting at all. Not sure if they are looking at me or I'm not sure, but they weren't there when I got here. And they seem to be gone when I was driving away. So. Could just be some random person, or it could of course be some people tied to Tesla, don't wanting people just having a look at its failure. So I think that is it, and I'm signing out now. If you found it interesting, leave a like or something like that, and I will maybe make some future videos like this one, because it's interesting for myself and it's also interesting to express myself and my interest to the audience. So yeah, death to Tesla!